Hello, everybody. Today we are going to do an overview of Gmail. That is our Google email account that we are using for the district. So I will show you in this little video how to get to Gmail and an overview of the dashboard of Gmail. So first up in getting to Gmail, our email account, if you are on ClassLink, you may have an icon that looks like this. You can click on this icon and it will take you to your Gmail account. Another way to get there is anytime you are in Google, you can be in Google Calendar, anything like that. If you make sure you are in the right account, so it's your first and last name, your school district email, if you click on the little pancake, or we call this waffle menu, you click on the waffle menu and then you will see Gmail in here. Okay. You can also type into the search bar gmail.com. You can get to Gmail that way. So, multiple ways to get to Gmail. Okay. So, after getting to Gmail, clicking on your ClassLink icon, however you got there, Gmail will open up and you will see all of your emails. Like I said, we're going to do just a brief overview first of the dashboard. So in Gmail, you want to make sure again that you're in the correct account. Sometimes we have our personal accounts linked, but we want to make sure we click on the top right and make sure we're in the correct account. For this training purposes and for a lot of things we do, I'm going to be in the EdTech staff email. Okay, so make sure you're in the correct account in the top right. Again, you see this waffle menu that I talked about that is universal. A lot of times you see that, mostly you see that in your Google applications. So again, you can get to different places from the waffle menu. On the left of that, you have your settings. So this is your settings. We will go over that more in detail in another little video. On the left of that, you have support. You'll see this in all of the Google applications as well. So if you click on here, you have a help button, you have some training videos, you can check for any updates that they may have had, which happens a lot. And then you can also send feedback. So Google's really good at taking feedback from people that are using it a lot, taking feedback from educators, people that work in school sites, and making those changes as they get feedback. Okay, so that's on your little question mark icon. On the left of that, you have the search bar. So many times we lose emails, we forget where they are. We've gotten so many, we're trying to search for one. So right in here, you have some different options. You can search by what it may be called. So if it was something on Nearpod, I can search in there. If I know who it was sent by, I can look for anything sent by that person. I also have, on the right of that, I have some more search options. So this little drop down arrow right here has some more options. So if I click here, I have some more parameters I can search by. So I know that this email was from Mr. Hume. I'm not sure who he sent it to because it may have been sent to me and some other people. If you know the subject of what it was, you can put it here. If you don't know the subject, but you know that inside of it, it may have said something about Nearpod, anything it doesn't have, you can do the size. I know it was within 1 week. I don't want to see all of his emails, but just within 1 week. If it has an attachment, don't include chats. We'll go over chats over here. But this just gives you a little bit more options when you're searching to kind of filter it down. Okay, so after that, let's see if he sent me anything within a couple weeks, so I can search. And then it will pull up anything from him that may have had the word Nearpod in it. Okay, so that's just more in your features. Okay. If I want to X out of that and clear my search, I can click the X and I can search again. or I can click on inbox and it will take me back to my regular inbox. Okay, so that was in your search bar. Like I said, you can start typing in what you think it may have, who it may be from. If you want to filter it down a little bit more, you have that drop down here that you can filter it a little bit more. Okay. So on the left of that, you have this icon that says Gmail. This just takes you home. So think of it as your home button. So if you are in an email, you are lost, you just want to get back to your regular screen, you're just going to click on Gmail and it will take you back to your home page, essentially your inbox. On the left of that, you have a main menu. So if I click on here, this main menu will go in and out, so expand or condense. So if I click on it again, it will open up this left side menu. If I click it right here, it's going to close it up and make it a more condensed view. So this is just up to you what you prefer. I kind of prefer it expanded a little bit so I can see what it says, right? So again, make sure you're in the right email account. You have your waffle menu here that shows you all of your other Google apps. You have settings, which I will go into a little bit later. You have your support. You have where you can search for your mail, Gmail to go back home, condense and expand your menu, and then you have your menu over here on the left. So the top one is to compose an email, right? So when we want to start a brand new email, we just click compose, and then we can start typing that. Okay, let me save it and close it. So compose, and then if let me move myself over here, move me down so we don't need to see me. So you compose, if I just exit out, it's going to save it as a draft, just an empty draft. So if I compose and I change my mind, you might want to come down here to the bottom right and click the trash can so that you don't have it saved as a draft. Okay, so that's your little compose button when you start a new email. Your inbox right here will take you to just what it says, your inbox. Okay. Over here on the left, you also have starred. So anything that you placed a star on, you will see in this little starred label, and we'll go over that more too. Notice everything over here has some stars and some other symbols on it. Okay. Inbox, starred. This is snoozed, and we will talk about that. But if you have an email that you snoozed and you want it to be reminded later, it will be in your snoozed tab. You have a sent button. So if you click on sent, you'll see all the emails that you sent out. That is in your sent. You have drafts. So if you click on drafts, you'll see anything that you started that you may have exited out of that you didn't finish. So right here, I have a few drafts that are just empty, right? This one I started typing to Caitlin, but I didn't finish it. I exited out. I can trash can it if I want. So same thing here. This one is just blank, so trash can. Okay. You can also choose this button right here, the square, and I can select all of these, and then I can discard all of my drafts at once. Okay, this happens a lot. This kind of gets filled up because we start writing emails, we come back to them, or we don't really finish them when we're writing them. So you might find some drafts in here, but you can just come in at any time and delete them. Okay, so inbox, we have our starred, things we marked like as important, snoozed, which we'll talk about later. You have your sent, and then you have your drafts. You also have a drop down with some more options. Slide myself back over here. Okay, I can click on less and then it condenses it again. But if I click on more, it is right here. I have some things as important. So if I mark them as important, they come here. Sometimes inboxes and Gmail will just mark almost everything as important and it will live here. So don't really worry about this important feature. Chats, we will talk about later. If you have Google Hangouts, you might see your chats right here. This tab right here is for your scheduled emails. So if you started typing an email, maybe you were working on the weekend and you have an email typed up, but you don't want it to send until Monday morning at 7 or 8 a.m., you can schedule it to send, and I will show you how to do that a little bit later. So anything that you have scheduled will live in this tab as scheduled. You have one that shows all your mail. So this, I believe, will have all of it. Discards, or I mean drafts, anything like that will live in all mail. You have a spam icon, so it will take what they believe is spam and put it here. For some reason, Miss Cooksey's email is in spam. I'm not sure why it went there, but don't always trust it if it thinks it's spam. You have a trash can, so anything that you delete will be in the trash can. Okay. And then right here, you have some other things. You have some categories, which are social, updates, forums, promotion, that Gmail just gives to you automatically. We'll talk about this because you don't really want these categories to be turned on. And then you have any labels you created. So in this email, we created the labels of district information, and then we also created a parent label. And we will go over that also in another short video, okay? And then you can also manage your labels from here. So when you think of labels, think of folders. You're creating folders in your email account, okay? So I'm going to scroll up, and then that is basically this left side menu. So some of the things we'll go in more detail about, but just to give you an overview of Gmail right here, that's your left side menu, okay? And then remember, over here on the top left, I mentioned if I'm lost, like I said, I don't really, I'm in a label, so I'm in a folder. But if I want to get just back to the home screen, I'm just going to click on Gmail, and then it takes me back to my inbox. So we talked about the top, we talked about the left-hand side, and then a couple things I'll show you on the top right here. I can use this box to select all of my emails. So if I'm going and I'm like mass deleting, I can click on this checkbox, and then I can do whatever I want up here. I'll show you what these controls are. You also have this drop down menu where I can select only my unread emails. I can select only my read emails, only my unstarred and starred, and so on. Okay. Right here, I can refresh my page. So I might be getting, somebody sent me an email. Okay, it hasn't gotten here yet. Let me refresh it. Oh, there it is on top. So just a little refresh, just like you have up here on your browser menu. You have 3 dots. We call this the sausage menu or the snowman menu, but our 3 dots is usually for more options. So if I click here, I can mark all of my emails as read. So right now, if you look on the left, I only have one unread email. But if I click on this, it will mark this one email that I had that was not read. It marks it as read. So I marked all of my emails as read. So this is a good chance if you have hundreds or thousands of emails and you don't want to go back through, you can go through and you can start marking your pages as read, and then it will start marking those emails as read. So you won't have a big number over here on the left if you have some past emails. Okay. Over on the left, you have the numbers I'm showing on this page. This is 1 to 50 of 1,388 emails. So that's just the number that you have in your inbox. You can scroll to different pages right here. So now I'm looking at number 51 to 100, and I can scroll through all of the pages of my inbox here. And then the last little thing over here is your menu of how you want your inbox to be seen. So if I click here, I can toggle to a split screen where I show my inbox on top, and then the conversation or the inside of the email will be on the bottom. So for example, if I'm reading this email by Brandon, it will show me the actual inside of the email on the bottom. Okay. I can click back on it and I can make it to where it is not split screen. If you click on the drop down, you can have one more option, because I did, it was a horizontal split. If I actually want it vertical, where I want my email being seen on the right-hand side, I can make it like that so that when I click in emails, I can see kind of like a snapshot of what it is on the right. I can also reply and do all of that. So this is your preference. If you want to see the whole thing and I want to actually open the email to see the inside of it, or you can toggle and you can choose what view you want on there. Okay. So that is pretty much it for just the overview of like the top menu, the side menu, and then a couple little options over here on top.